Hey, welcome to Trend Rebel. Just wanted to go through our new indicator, how to get it, how to get rid of the old ones, and how to make sure it shows up on your trading view and to refresh them. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to start at WAP. This is your WAP account here. You're going to go to your hub. So you're going to go into your login and you go into your name and you go to your hub. This is your hub. And if you signed up for boot camp previously, you'll have a boot camp WAP and then you'll have a membership WAP. Yours may say full year, semi-annual, or monthly. If you click on the free boot camp WAP, it's going to show you your pieces here. This is what you get with your free bootcamp WAP, which is um, a, a role through Discord and then access to the Discord WAP Bootcamp, which is a pared down version of what's actually on the server. So you can't get your indicators here because these are the only things that it gets you. So if you got stuck here by accident, just click this arrow over. You'll go down to your actually paid membership, which in my case, this is a full year. And then you'll see you have more options up here. So with your paid membership, you get your courses that we just talked about, your stocks access, your annual access, which is everything else in crypto, and then you'll see Trading View here. If you click on Trading View, it will open up and it will say Claim Indicators here. So you're going to type in your Trading View name. And you can get that from your trading view, and you're going to click on claim indicators. That will get you all of the indicators to your account. If it's not working, it's because you're typing in the wrong name here. This is not your Discord username. It's not your WAP username. This is your trading view username. And you can get that under your settings in trading view. And then claim indicators, and it will say, once you click on that, it'll say indicators claimed, and then you're good to go. So I want to tell you a little bit about the indicator. Here's a spreadsheet that I use every morning. Go through the charts. We have a pile of different options over here on the right. These are all the different things we do. I analyze the charts. I take the numbers, describe what I can, what they are, and then we're going to go into detail there. In the future, not today, I will explain what all of these are. We still have to go through and define a bunch of them to make sure that they're easily understood. But the goal here is to make it very easy for everybody to utilize and essentially, without actually drawing the pictures on your own chart, show you what the actual pivots are and what structures they come from and where. So I'm going to take that away and now look at my chart. So this is the chart as it was last week when we had our old indicators. As you can see, I've got my November indicator and my November 23rd indicator. I have not updated these yet, and then there's a reason why I'm going to show you right now. So first off, we know that we no longer need a separate monthly indicator. We have condensed all of the, I should say expanded, we've expanded all of the pivots into 3 different indicators, which each indicator contains the daily, the weekly, and the monthly pivots in them. So we will no longer need a monthly pivot indicator. So I'm going to go to November right over here to the end of the trash can, and we're going to say goodbye. Then we're going to go down here to this November 23rd indicator. Now the reason I kept this on here was to show you how to update. So most of the time when you're going to update an indicator, you need to do one of 2 things. If you don't see that purple indicator, or if the date is not today's date, meaning the date that you are living in, then you need to update it. If you don't see this little blue circle or purple circle, whatever color that is, then you can do one of 2 things. You can hover over it, you can click these 3 dots, and you can select this right here. It says update this script. If that's not there, or you don't see any of that, then what you're going to do is click anywhere on this chart, in the middle of the chart there, and you're going to you're going to hold the control button and R for PC, or Command R for an Apple. And then you're going to click on Save and Reload. And it says Save because I deleted that monthly pivot. I wanted it out of there. So I saved and reloaded. And now, if you hadn't saw that circle before, you should see it now. Or if you click on these 3 dots and you hadn't seen update this script, you will see that now. So now I'm going to go ahead and update my old daily pivot indicator. And look what happened. It says, it's updated, it says expired. Please claim your new indicators on WAP. Okay, well we just did that. So we can actually delete this daily one, It's no longer of use to us. Now let's go get our new ones. Since we claimed them on TradingView already through WAP, we click on indicators, and here they are. They'll be in your invite only section. But you can then click on the stars here to favorite them so that your favorites are there. You should have 5 indicators at this point in time. You should have the original TrendRebel.pro SMA, the TrendRebel.pro High Low, the TrendRebel Stonks, TrendRebel Indices, TrendRebel Crypto. Um, those are all the ones there. Now we look at our chart and we don't have any of these top 3 ones, the brand new ones that just came out. So we're going to go ahead and add all 3. Click on it once. You won't see anything right away. Just click on it once and you're good to go. And now you can see that they're installed over on the side here. I'm going to close this box. Okay. So now we see pivots have shown back up on the chart. But before we go any further, I want to explain something about the difference between these 3 indicators. Now it is exactly as intuitive as it would look. This one's for cryptos, this one's for indices, and this one's for stocks. The difference is that if it's a crypto stock, I put it in the crypto pivots. If it's and the indices are in the indices, and the rest of the stocks are in the stocks. But you can put, and you should put, all 3 indicators on one chart. That if you're using a rolling chart. And by rolling chart, what I mean is this is my NVIDIA chart, but really it's just a chart that I use that's set up the way I want to, and anytime I can just change the ticker and it will pull up what I want. For instance, I change NVIDIA, let's go to SPY, I want to see what SPY does. Click on that, boom, that's done. So I just went from a stock to an index, and look, there's all my pivots, still there. And what if I want to go from an index to a crypto? I can do that. Went to Bitcoin, there I am, there's my pivots. So if you leave all 3 of these on here, it will know based on your ticker where you are, and it will be able to provide your pivots for you regardless. So they don't conflict with each other, they don't cause problems. You may as well just put them all on your charts, and then if you do change something, you'll have them and it won't be a big deal. So that's that. So now you will notice a couple things that we can show you right here. First off is the blue tags are your dailies, and all the tags start, the first letter indicates what type of pivot it is. So this is a daily pivot. The green ones here with the W, those are weekly pivots. Let's see if I can find you a monthly. Here we go. I believe this is purple. The M is for monthly. And so now I've just shown you actually right in this grouping right here, you can see monthly, daily, weekly. And that's what they look like. Now the next thing you're going to do is understand how they relate. So they can relate to, we're going to go actually here, and we're going to open up the settings. So opening up the settings to this, and this is currently as it sits. We're going to change it a little bit in a second, and I'll explain why. But first thing you're going to do is here's your line color. So actually, let me do one thing here. Let's get some of the noise out of here so that you guys can see just these pivot indicator in action here. Okay, opening it back up. So line color, here it is. So if you don't like that yellow line color and you have to have this color, you can do that. And you see the color changed. And that's that. You can change your thickness too. You can make it as thick as 4, I believe, which is very thick. There it is. And back to 1. And you can offset it. So the offset is the amount that it is away from the candle, from current price. So current price is an imaginary line that goes up and down right here. The offset amount, we have it set here at 3 candles as standard. If it's too close to your price, then you can move it out away from price. So see what I did there? Just moved it away. I can even move it further if I wanted to. And you can actually go pretty far away. Now, let me just go back to this and show you why we do that. So normally when you're looking at a chart, you are keeping your prices really close to the scale. This is called the scale line right here. This is your date line on the bottom. So you have a date line and a scale line. And when you have bunched up things like this here, you need to scroll through your scale line, okay, and potentially scroll through your date line as well in order to make those more visible. See how I did that fast? I actually did a video on this specifically for you guys because it is frustrating so that you can get back to it, but I want to show you that briefly. So most people have their price very close to their scale line, and that's pretty common. That allows you to see a lot of history going back here. But since we are using structure pivots and we're using SMAs and high-lows, we are providing you all the prior data and everything that's affecting this all right in front of you. So what I like to do is I like to take my price and I like to plop it right there in the middle. So now, using these charts completely differently than I ever have been because I have price in the middle, I have prior data flowing right here, just enough so I can kind of see a short-term trend and understand that, as well as having my pivots all lined up here with all of their data. Now, once you start fiddling with your offsets and you get everything to play in harmony, meaning the three indicators that are actually functioning. So at any one point in time, there will only be three working at the same time, and that will be one of these, either the crypto, the indices, or the stocks, plus the SMA, plus the high-low. So those are the three indicators that are going to be working at the same time. You'll set up your offsets so that these don't overlap too much or get too fuzzy. You can zoom in and out with the scale and as well as the date line in order to get everything lined up the way you want it to be. And then you can tighten it up to the right as much as you want to give yourself a little bit of backbit history in there. But the key point here is that you want to be able to see your price and you want to be able to see your trend, which are these SMAs here, and your pivots and how that all interacts. So this is generally what I'm looking at is my price is generally in the middle of the screen here. We'll go back into the settings here again. So I showed you the offset amount, so we had set it off at 10, and I showed you the label button here. Oh, sorry, there's an offset left button here, up here we skipped over. I'm going to click on that, and that's going to actually take the labels and it's going to throw them on the other side. So if you do want to work these pivots, it works with all of our indicators. We allow you to put any of these tools on either side of price so that you can manage it and space it out to have a clean looking chart, because the worst thing you can do is have a really, really cluttered chart, not be able to see what's going on and not be able to understand it flow. So don't be afraid to zoom in. Don't be afraid to get in there and see what's going on. You can always have another chart that's zoomed out so you can look at the overall picture, and you should. But when you're working on this on a swing trade, day trade, or scalping positions, when you're zoomed in, you want to have something where you can actually understand where you're at. So this is our map of where we are right now. So then I'm going to turn that offset left off because I don't want that for these particular. I like having my pivots to the right. And then you have your show label. So if I turn that off, that's going to take these labels away, and I just have the lines. So these are just the pivot lines, and I know what color they are. So if you wanted to fly blind, meaning not have the labels because maybe they're too distracting, and you know how to operate pivots, and you don't need to learn anymore, and you just want to have them there, you can do that. You can change these lines to whatever color you want to. You can make them extra thick and do what you want so that you have just these pivot lines here and you know how to interact with them. So that is an option in terms of how you can utilize this product. The other thing that you could do is you can change the labels. We have the day label, the weekly label, and the monthly label. You can change the colors. You can change the text. It's all completely modifiable. Lastly, I will be introducing, and if I forget to do a new video for it in the short term, I'll tell you now, this offset amount is going to be variable for each of these. So the daily will have its own offset, the weekly will have its own offset, and the monthly will also have its own offset. So you can make the daily here, the weekly out here, and the monthly out further so that you can really try to clean up your charts and look at things in a way that makes the most sense to you. Those customizable options are entirely created so that you can make your charts legible to you, because we all look at things differently. The next piece I want to show you here is this draw lines button, toggle I should say. So right now we have these lines that go out and meet the flags over here with the information. So it goes from left to right here, or we can do the opposite, right to left, and then put them there. The other thing we can do is click on this draw lines button. What that will do is it'll take away the lines there. It'll run them across the entire screen. So now you have pivot lines over there. And you can keep your labels here, or you can turn them off if you want to, and just have those pivot lines in there. But the goal here is to find something that works for you so that you can see what it is that you're working against. The nice thing about drawing the pivots across the whole line is you can see all the intersection points. So for instance, right here you see price falling below the pivot, dragging it down, and you can see a confirmation of price going down here with the SMA breaching the pivot here. Now, for instance, on this particular stock, which is NVIDIA, what we're looking for is for this pivot, this 138.79 pivot, we are looking for confirmation to go back in the up direction, which we have. Price is going in that upward direction. Price is right at this pivot, but we want to get some more SMAs pushing up through there too. So you can see that better in history when you have these lines drawn across. But again, it all depends on how you want to look at these there. So I look at them like that, and that's where we are. Next thing you can do is you can change the size of the labels. This is self-explanatory. I'm just going to show you the extremes real quick. That's tiny, can't read it. That's huge, blinding, and then you can go all the way to a bunch of variables in between. So whichever one works best for you. This one, line style, is just a matter of what you want your line all the way across from. If you choose to draw lines, and you can dash them, etc. On the style tab, this is nothing to change here. Nothing really will happen here if you do, so you're okay. And that's basically where you are. When you make changes to here, if you want to keep them as defaults, you can set your defaults on here as well and save them that way. All right, so I'm going to close that. I want to show you one more thing that we want to do. Oops, sorry. I don't know what happened there. I just, I see, I went backwards. So I want to take those off and leave it like that, and then we hit OK. As you know, I use a 3-chart panel. I have a 4-hour, I have a 5-minute, and I have a 1-minute. So what we did over here in adding these stocks, these indicators, and removing the other ones is complete, but you may want to go over here to the name of your chart. If you haven't named it, you can click on this button and name it. If you have named it, you see the little save button there. You might want to click on that because that will save your progress in terms of all your settings and how you have this laid out. Then you're going to want to jump over to your 5-minute and look over here. I still have my old pivot indicator here. I'm going to delete that. Still have my monthly. Again, we don't need a monthly. We're going to delete that. So now I just have my high-low and my SMA indicator. On my 1-minute, I got the same problem. Got the old daily and I got the old monthly. So I'm going to delete those two. They are gone. Now, the only thing I got to do to add it back onto here is I can actually go over to here. It will take all the settings that I saved over here, and I can go to this 3 dots on here and say add to entire layout. Entire layout does not mean all of your TradingView things. It just means everything on this panel. The panel that we're looking at is 3 panels. It's a big 4-hour, 1-minute, and a 5-minute, so 3 charts. So I'm going to add this to the entire layout. Done. That will go on there. And again, just to be prudent, in case I use this for other things, I'm going to go ahead and add all 3 of these to the entire panel. Some of you that have lesser subscriptions to TradingView, you may be limited on the number of indicators you can put on your chart. Rest assured, I believe the minimum is 3 that they allow, so you should be good to go using the high-low, the SMA, and the appropriate one of these in order to work a chart. You just have to have another chart. You'll have to have a crypto chart, an indices chart, and a stock chart in order to get them all there so you can look at them. So we added that into all 3 of these. You can see the pivot showed up on here. If I look here, I can see them there. They're perfect. And if I see them on here, they're on here as well. And I can start to see the data on here. And then we can start to change all the settings on these if we want to make them different. That is it. That is the new pivot indicators from TrendRebel. They are updated daily. Again, today is December 2nd. So I am at the appropriate date. I can see it right there. Tomorrow morning, you will see a announcement on the announcements channel, which you can sign up for those alerts in the roles channel to get announcements to ping you. Once that's completed, I always announce it in the announcement channel. I do provide instructions on updating again, and then you can update to December 3rd. So your charts tomorrow by open should say December 3rd on them, and they don't do it manually. You have to update them each day on your own. And the way to do that is click anywhere in the space here, click Control-R. That will refresh your TradingView chart to get the appropriate data, and then it will allow you to update these pivots. Now, if you have 5 different charts on your TradingView, it will require you to update each and every one unless you just close TradingView all the way down and open it all the way back up again. Then you'll be good to go that way. But each chart needs to be updated individually. And that's a limitation of TradingView. There used to be a script to be able to do it. They do not allow that anymore. So that's where we're at, but super simple. You should be able to manage that one. Appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, please open a ticket or ask on the trading floor. Thank you.